me what you see when you look at me. Do you see another brother lost in these streets looking for his soul?
Trying to find my soul.
Or do you see another brother searching for lost souls in these streets? A street soldier.
Street soldier.
Here to help you get that chip off your shoulder, warm your colder days and sober your drunken ways, and find a way to help you get over these hurdles placed in our path. And this is not meant to amuse you. This is for all those who have questions but are afraid to ask.
I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. No. When times get hard, you lose your way. Open your mind and hear what I say.
This is a message for the hard and the soft. To those who tune in weekly and to those who keep an eye out for 8 p.m. on Sundays and turn their radios off. The truth hurts. The cloth has been pulled. We're walking around half dead. Use this show as your IV. Alive and Free is a new movement. We've achieved self-destruction. A street soldier promotes self-improvement.
Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah. Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah.
Good evening, Street Soldiers, Alive and Free Radio back on the air. Thank you once again for tuning into this, what can I say, life-saving radio show. That's what we're about. Alive, unharmed by violence, free from incarceration. Hey, it can be done. You listen to us, apply the things that we say. Now, I don't say that just to be saying it, because we have seen this work. We give good advice, good information, good instruction, good example, all that can make it good in your neighborhood. Ready to go. Got a wonderful show as always for you. Got some very, very special guests. We're going to get to them shortly. Got to say hello to everyone as we always do. Let's start with Ann. What's up, Ann? What's up, Ann? What's up, Ann?
Oh, my little one is going into kindergarten. So
Congratulations. Yeah.
it was awesome. I picked her up Thursday, and then the teacher looked at me and gave me a hug and cried, and then I cried.
Oh, the teacher cried.
She said, "Thank you." And Evelyn said, "Let's go."
Oh, yeah.
She's ready. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Milestone.
Congratulations. Yeah, no, to all the graduates
Milestone.
out there. It's really beautiful seeing all the different pictures out there.
Yeah. Thank you, man. What's up, Mike? Mike, what's up?
Hello.
Wash your back. What's up, brother?
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm great. Living, working, chilling.
Yeah. You know, I've been listening to you. I told you that. I've been listening to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Getting ready for the big hip hop show a couple weeks from now.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
nice.
it's gonna be nice. So yeah. But you be saying some things on it. But I mentioned you and Shay got a good little
rapport
going. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
That's a perfect word. Thank you.
Yeah. That's
We
really
do.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been knowing each other a long time.
It shows.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Yes, sir.
Lady E.
Hey there, Dr. Marshall. Hey there, Street Soldiers. Yeah, I'm excited about the show tonight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You all smiles.
I am.
You smile like you don't know what.
Well, no, I mean,
That's
listen,
all right.
You know
You're
what
supposed to be
happens.
happy.
You know what happens when it comes to my kids.
That's right. And we got some tonight.
I do.
What's going on, Soul? What's up with you? I gotta see you, man. Father's Day is coming up. We gotta huddle up, okay?
What's up, Doc? What's up, Street Soldiers family? How y'all doing?
We good, man.
I got a little
Good.
soul spotlight tonight. Haven't had one in a while. A couple things I want to tell you, tell everybody about, if that's okay.
Go ahead, right now. Do it.
It is Black Music Month, June, and I know we're gonna be doing something here on Street Soldiers in the next few weeks concerning Black Music Month. But if you want to get started early and you're into the history of music, there's two really good music documentaries that are out right now. Doc, I watched them both this week. The first one is about the Queen of Disco, Miss Donna Summer.
Donna
Hey,
Summer.
Donna
I knew you were
Summer.
gonna say that. Donna Summer.
Love to Love You
from
is
the
what it's
Queen.
called,
She works
named
hard.
after her
Yeah.
infamous song.
Yeah.
And it takes you back to the 70s. And really good singer, really good songwriter.
Oh yeah.
And she was a really big star.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't
yeah.
realize how
Yeah.
big of a star she was.
Yeah.
So if you just want to learn more about the music and about her, check that out. And then another documentary came out about the king and queen of rock and roll, Mr. Little Richard. Okay. And that's what it's called, the king and queen of rock and roll. That's
Wait a
not me
minute.
saying it.
Are you
That's
saying
on
that Little
PBS.
Richard held both titles?
Only Richard can hold both those titles.
He laughed at whatever he was saying.
Just
Little
one of the
Richard.
all-time great characters, performers,
Oh, yeah.
musicians,
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
For real.
You know, when rock and rolls set off. I mean, if James Brown and Jimi Hendrix were in your band, you know you was doing something pretty good.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So that one's on
I
PBS.
didn't know that.
The
Is that for real? They were both.
Yes.
They were real.
He
Both
said
of them?
James Brown was his backup singer for a minute.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay.
Jimi Hendrix was in it?
That's
Yeah,
what
I
let
knew
Richard
Jimi
tell the
Hendrix
story.
was
They
in there.
all were with him for a brief second in time.
That's on that's on PBS.
That's on PBS. The Donna Summer one is on HBO.
Mm.
And then one last thing I got to mention. I took my kids this weekend to the Universal Circus out here in Richmond, California.
I heard that is the bomb. I
Hey,
heard it's the bomb.
I was
Really?
mad because I had to pay like $112. I wasn't expecting that. They didn't have no kids price, no under 12
They have no
price.
12 tickets.
They didn't have nothing. So I was mad. You know, as I walked in, the kids were like, "What's wrong, Dad?" I was like, nothing. And then I got in. We got in the big top, and let me tell y'all, there's some talented men and women out there running that circus. It was incredible. It was so entertaining, and my kids loved it. So if you're looking for something to do, I think this is the last week it's running. It's happening in Richmond at the old Hilltop Mall parking lot. The Universal Circus, incredible, great entertainment for the whole family. High energy. Definitely give it the Street Soldiers recommendation.
Nice.
Love it.
So how much are the tickets?
You know, I think the cheapest one is like $28.
Oh,
So
that's like a show a night at Yoshi. That's cool.
yeah, you know,
yeah.
except usually, you know, my kids, I thought they were gonna have a kid price. You know, I'm like, wait a minute. My son is 8. He got to pay for. You know how it is sometimes. But like I said, once the show was on, I didn't care nothing about that, and that tells you a lot.
Speaking of
Really good,
documentary,
Doc. You would have loved it.
speaking of documentaries, as we move to our 50 years of hip hop show, you're the one that turned me on to the documentary on Netflix on the 6-part series on hip hop, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up watching that, but your sister, my daughter, your sister, I was over there yesterday and she was telling me she watched it. She learned a lot. She learned a lot. She was talking about, Daddy, I saw this, so and so. So folks, you seen that show, that Mike, the 6-part series on hip hop? It's good. It's good. Starts, you know, right at the beginning in New York. And one of the things it does, it goes to every city, you know. When it hits the
Every
dirty South,
region.
every region, you know, and they got Oakland's in there, and of course, you know, Houston's in there, and Atlanta's in there, and New Orleans is in there. You know, it's
Florida.
pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty thorough.
And this is on what?
I think it's
HBO?
on Netflix, isn't it?
Netflix.
Yeah, if I got it, it has to be on Netflix because I ain't got nothing else. I don't have all them channels,
You don't
so
got cable, got you.
I got cable, but I don't have
Okay.
Hulu
Prime and Hulu
Okay,
and
gotcha.
all that, and Amazon.
Peacock
That's too
and
much money.
all those.
No,
Fubu?
no.
You got Fubu?
No.
I'm joking.
Is that a real thing, or you just made that up?
Fubu, remember Fubu? Never mind.
Oh, see, okay, you made it. Right. But anyway, it's good. I just want to tell folks, if you don't, you know,
Just to get ready for our show.
yeah,
Huh?
get ready for our show. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Looking forward to tonight's show.
Yeah, I've heard that LeBron James shooting stars on.
Oh
is that on
yeah, I
Prime?
gotta see that too.
Yeah, I gotta see that. Yeah, LeBron when he was in high school. Yeah. That's gonna be good too. All right, couple of news items real quick, and there's only one that, to me, that the big one that dominates the news is Mr. Trump has been indicted. Mr. Trump has been indicted. Mr. What you call him? Mr. Orange, whatever, he's been indicted. So yes, you can't go to jail unless you're indicted. Therefore, we'll see what happens. Remember back in the day, they never indicted police. You know that we was like, man, this police should be in jail, but you got to get indicted before you go to trial and get in jail. So a lot of people didn't think this is gonna happen. So we'll see. It's like 37 counts or something like that. It's a whole bunch of counts against Trump, you know, and the backlash has been fast and furious, but you know, I expected that. You know, he's indicted, so we'll see. This is the second one, right? He got a
Yeah, but
civil
I think this one is a
civil
little
case.
more serious, Doc.
Oh, this one is because it's federal.
Yeah.
It's the possible, and I'm saying, of course, possible prison term much longer, right? Up to 20 years. The other was up to 4 years, the one in New York. But the big one, as far as I'm concerned, is coming up is the one in Georgia, where he, you know, said, find me 1,300 votes. So we'll see how that one goes. But obviously, this is unprecedented in the history of American politics. No former president has ever
Supposedly,
been
this is all
indicted.
helping him raise money for his campaign.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
So,
Oh, yeah, yes.
It-
You know, you
as
say
Don King would say, only in America.
only in
Right.
America. That's right. Only in America. All right. You got, obviously, we will keep tabs on that. You got any more stories?
Oh, just gonna mention that Dr. Cornel West threw his name in the ring, and he announced his campaign for
I'm
presidency.
running. I'm running. Cornell can run. I'm running.
Hey, you could run. That'd be great. But Cornell's running for me makes me happy because he's running a third party, and you know, there's just a lot of folks tied up with the establishment or tired of it. So I at least like I like what he'll bring to the conversation.
See,
Okay.
it'll bring a great conversation.
Yeah. No, he can talk now.
He can definitely talk.
Conversation's not going to be Cornell's problem now. You know, all right, okay. Everybody's going to run now. That's only 2 on the Democratic side, right? Or he's third party. He's not running Democrat.
He's
Okay.
third party. That's right.
Third
That's the
party.
part I
Oh,
like.
that is significant. Yeah.
People's
Yes,
Party.
yeah, that's right. Let's see. What else we got here?
On
We
the
got anything
Republican side,
else?
like 30 people running. So
Yeah,
I
30
mean,
people running. Everybody in a, as we say, everybody named mama. Everybody named mama running. I think that's it. You got a thing about the White House is announcing a star-studded Juneteenth event. I see this right here
Yeah,
on
that'd
Tuesday,
be nice.
June 13th.
I mean, it's not often Method Man is at the White House.
I
performing,
saw
so,
that.
you know,
It's
along
funny.
with what the Fisk Jubilee singers,
The
Jennifer
Fish
Hudson.
Jubilee. Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Lettucey gonna be
All right.
there. The Morgan
Hey,
State
if
University
Lettucey's there, I wanna
Marching
be there.
Band.
Yeah.
Morgan State. Hey, I wonder if Malcolm is going back to. We got a young man who's in the band. Is from the Bay. I wonder if he's going back to the Tennessee State Marching Band. All right. That's gonna be pretty cool. All right. Yeah. I'll see if I can get you an invitation, Malcolm.
Hey, happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Thank you, sir. All right. With that long prelude, let us get into our topic for tonight, our guest for tonight. And, you know, we've spoken, Mike, we've spoken everywhere, a lot of places, different countries, different places, different folks. And on the other hand, we've had a lot of inquiries, about what we do and how we work. And many times folks have called the office or sent an emails to the office, said, we'd like to profile you in some kind of way, right? Well, I don't know, how long ago was it? I'll just say a little while ago, we got this request from the people here in the studio with us to do a profile, a story, a social justice profile. I don't think I'm saying it right, but I'm gonna give it over to the people that know what was exactly happening on Alive and Free, Omega Boys Club. And we were chosen. And then I guess they had a presentation about what they had learned, and Lady Estelle went. And so, a few hours later, I get this email from, she emailed me, she called me. Yes, she called me. She called me, then it must be serious. And she don't just be calling me. She'll call, say, hi, Dr. Martin, how you doing? She doesn't do that. No, she calls, it's gotta be serious. And she went on and on about what she had done today and the young people that she met and the program and so on. And then she told me she was so taken, that's the word I'm looking for, taken by them, that she said, I want to invite you on Street Soldiers. And lo and behold, a few weeks later, it is happening. I will turn it over to you, Lady E. You go ahead and recap what I said, because I did not give all the details like and you can introduce our guests.
Okay, so we're going to do this back and forth because
Okay.
you have a way with asking great questions and getting conversation going. But I'm just going to start off by saying that for me, it started in March when Ms. Patterson sent me an email asking me to, notifying me of the date and time that I was going to be interviewed. So and I think initially she got a request for Jack,
Yeah.
and Jack wasn't available. That's
Yes.
fine. That's fine. She got a call for Jack, and Jack wasn't available. And then I don't know if she reached out to Dr. Marshall, but by the time everybody was unavailable except me. And then once we got the date set, then we had a date and time that we were going to meet. And yeah.
What was the
it
request?
for an interview.
For an
I was
interview?
going to be interviewed by two young people.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just going to say 2 7th graders
Mm.
were going to meet with me and ask me some questions about Alive and Free. Anyway, it was really kind of funny because my schedule was backed up. And when I got to Omega to get in, they were as soon as I walked in the door, they were on the other side of the door, beating on the door, bless their hearts, waiting for me to unlock everything and let them in. And so I want to introduce to you the 2 young people that interviewed me. And first it's Lucas. Tell him.
Hi,
Say, I am. My name is.
my name is Lucas Keen, and I'm a 7th grader at the Brandeis School of San Francisco.
Great. See,
Did you say Green? Green? What do you say his
your last
was?
name?
Kene.
Oh, Keen.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
see
Thank
that see that camera right there when you go ahead and answer. Go ahead, look right. All right. Okay. And then Ari, you said Ari, but I discovered that was only part of your name. Tell us who you are.
My name is Ari Sunshine, and I also go to the Brandeis School of San Francisco.
Okay.
You say sunshine?
Yeah,
Like the sun up in the sky?
yeah.
Sunshine. Oh, yeah, that's why you beaming so much. Sunshine. All right.
So Ari and Lucas came in and they were absolutely focused, determined, because I discovered by the time they were able to reach me, they were running late. They were running out of time. And so we're just going to back up a little bit now that you know who the young people are. I want you to hear from the instructor who put this program together, this project. And so what do I want to ask you? I want to ask you to talk to us about who you are. Okay, so we've got our young people who we're going to come back to. But first, I want you to hear about this project, this 7th grade project from the person who put it together. And Dr. Bloom, you can tell us who you are. And I want you to talk to Dr. Marshall because he has no idea the reason I was so excited.
You see my
So
face?
tell-
Inform me.
let him
Fill
know
me
what
with
was going on.
information. What brought her to call me in the middle of the day? I know it was great. I know it was great. So Dr. Bloom,
I
thank
want him
you.
on the show, and don't delay. We're going to have this.
Thank you very much for being here.
Oh,
Three
it's
of
my
you.
pleasure to be here. And I'm lucky enough to be the teacher of Ari and Lucas. My name is Dr. Jody Bloom, and I've been running this program for a decade now. And it's a really, really cool program. It's called the SEDEC program, the Social Justice Program.
Mhm.
And it falls in the year that the kids get bar and bat mitzvahed. And
Mm.
it's a year where sometimes, you can be really looking into yourself and not really thinking about your community. And so the parents about quite a while ago, I think in the 90s, came up with the idea that instead of getting everybody in the grade presents, that they would put their money in a pot and and let the kids be philanthropists. And so I kind of expanded on the program. What I do is I teach all about the different areas of need that exist,
Mhm.
like homelessness and hunger and anything you can think of, different human rights. And as we learn about all these rights, we learn about our obligation from, because it's a Jewish day school, from the Torah and what it says. And we also learn about the different nonprofits that exist in our communities that are meeting these areas of need. And so the kids get to learn about all the different nonprofit organizations. And I bring in speakers. I bring in about 10 speakers. They come in about once a week.
Mhm.
And the kids are asked to write 3 questions for the speaker. So they research the nonprofit and then they ask questions. And I try to bring in a wide variety in each year, it's different organizations that come in.
Sure.
So don't worry, I'm going to be reaching out to you. And the kids start realizing what social justice, what area of need is near and dear to their heart. And we even have a SETIC retreat, a social justice retreat, where we go and we work at the food bank, and we go and meet with Del Seymour and the Tenderloin and take a Tenderloin walking tour. And we even ask that the kids work together and they come up with like their own amazing ideas for what nonprofit like they could dream of. So
now, how long you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 10 years,
Oh,
and I
wow.
try to
Okay.
like expand on it each year. I try to
Right.
get new ideas from the kids and different nonprofits that come in, and it's amazing because each year my list of the contacts I have really
Continues to
greatly
grow. Yeah,
expands.
sure.
So that's how we knew about Jack Jacqua, because about I think 7 years ago, I had a kid who did Alive and Free and interviewed him. And so no one had chosen Alive and Free since then until Ari and Lucas. So I'm really excited. I love when people branch out and choose different nonprofits, and especially, when they get into 7th grade, because before that, everybody knows about the SPCA and the food bank, but we like to expand and have them find out about lots of different nonprofit organizations. So then,
well, let me back up.
yeah,
Just before we
please
get into
back
that.
up.
No, so how you've been doing this for 10 years. Just a little bit of background on you. You have been working at the school. Let's talk just a little bit about you. We got time to get to them. You have been at the school for how long? And is this your, just a little bit more about that?
Yeah, this is my 14th year. And I ended up getting a doctorate, and my thesis was on this program.
Oh,
and on
wow.
the impact of civic engagement on the growth of the adolescent. And so I interviewed kids and
That's
their
pretty
parents.
cool. Wait. I like that. I like that.
That.
That's why I'm the pro person around here.
Free, you did it really.
No, on the SETIC program,
The
the
SETIC
social
program,
justice
okay.
program.
Yeah.
Social justice. Okay.
Yeah.
Impact of social
Okay.
justice. Say it again.
Yeah, the effect of civic engagement on the growth of the adolescent.
Wow, that's cool. That's a nice dissertation title.
That's important.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I found out it's had a huge impact, even greater than I realized. Because I had thought, okay, this is going to help them look outside of themselves.
Sure.
Like one of my favorite quotes was one of the kids said, I used to complain, like my parents didn't buy the yogurt I like or the kind of granola bar I like. And then I realized I have yogurt. I have a granola bar. And so I was just really, really proud of how the impact it had and how it really lasted with them, because I interviewed them 1, 2, 3 years out from the program. And for example, like one of the students did Make-A-Wish Foundation, and then I found out they were on the board. So it's just really cool to see how they really are trying to stay in touch, and they realize, I found out from some of my alumni, one of them found out she's not really a people person. So she spends her weekends at the library shelving books. And then her brother really loves senior citizens and didn't realize that before the program. And so he goes and volunteers at the senior home.
So I mean, I thought that's great. No, really. I mean, look, our motto, our core value at Alive and Free is the more you know, the more you owe. As you grow and progress in life, so you must help others to do likewise. And people always ask us, where that came from. How did that get implanted in you? With me, it was my grandmother, but I also realized very early with the help of, and especially after I started reading, history, understood that, I mean, what's the old saying? You're standing on the shoulders of people who came before you. But not everybody gets that, right? Not everybody gets that somebody paved the way for them, or not everybody gets that whole humanity concept, right? And it's, or what Dr. King said, you know, the greatest thing is to be a servant, to serve. And for you, I don't know where it came for you, but for you as an instructor, because that's, I know we try to implant that in the kids that we see, that, you know, social justice, community service is a good thing,
Yeah.
is a good thing. And years later, and they really got it. That's very impressive.
Yeah. They were
That's very
saying that
impressive.
even when, a lot of them had volunteered before with their family, but it was different when they went with their friends. And
Mhm.
they said people always told them they could make a difference, but no one showed them.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
they felt like now that they've been somewhere, whether serving lunch at Glide or
Yeah.
going down to the food bank, they could do this on their own.
And I'll tell you a secret that most people don't get. The best beneficiary of all that is you,
Yeah.
the individual. I mean, the service you're doing for somebody else is wonderful, but what you get out of it is absolutely, you can't put it, you can't quantify it. So yeah, that's really cool. I'm really glad. That's nice to hear, because not everybody does it. Not everybody makes that part of their curriculum,
Right.
part
Right.
of a school project. You know, most people just want to get theirs and keep theirs and forget everybody else. So I really commend you and compliment you on that.
Oh, thank you.
And of course, if it led to, you know, the discovery of Alive and Free and them finding out about us, that's even better.
Yes.
That's even better. So you put it out there. Did you assign? How did they end up with us? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
How did you guys? How
Here,
did
I'm
you
going to let
two
you guys
end up
talk
with
about
us?
how you-
Because and how many total people? Maybe first, how many total people did you assign the project to?
So we
Was
had,
it like a class?
yes, so we have 37 kids
37
this
kids.
year.
Okay. All right.
And so we came up with, so I had them in 18 different groups.
Go. Okay.
So they got to pick 18 different nonprofit organizations,
All right.
and they worked together to really analyze and think about what area of need was most important to them,
Yeah.
and what organization was really going about it in a way that was inspiring to them.
Okay, you guys, I'm all ears now. You got to tell me why did you pick us? How did you come? Go ahead. Yeah. The mic is yours. The world is listening.
So at the start, we couldn't really agree on what we wanted to focus on.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to focus on like children's like education, and Lucas this is just ideas that we had.
Tell
And
Dr. Marshall, because he has no clue.
No, I'm good. I'm listening.
Okay, you're good.
I got that. I'm
Okay.
listening to everything you say.
Okay, good.
and Lucas knew he wanted to focus on like imprisoned like children.
Mhm.
And so we were researching different nonprofit organizations, and then we came across Alive and Free,
Mhm.
which was on the list, and we started learning about it, exploring the website.
Is our website good? Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. Ann works hard on that website. It's good. We're trying to make it as comprehensive as possible. So you did something else good that I'll give her a check now. She's doing a good job. Website. Go ahead. Keep going.
And then we set up an interview.
Yeah, we set up an interview, which led to us going to the Live and Free Omega Boys Club facility and
Mhm.
interviewing Miss Estelle. And then that led to us presenting in front of the whole school. And Miss Estelle came and
What'd you think about Mrs. Still when you met her?
She was really nice.
Was she?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm not surprised. No. Whoa. We back. We good? We're good. Okay. All right. But before this, did the two of you, how were your discussions about what to talk about? Was it heated? Was it, how contentious did it get? Or did you just say, did you come to how did that go?
At first it was I had to get my friends involved to help me. I'm like, we should do this. And then she's like, no, we should do this. But eventually we just talked about it
That's
and
good.
we found Alive and Free.
That's good. That's good. You know, because we are a Stop the Violence organization. So
Yes.
that's nice. Talk to Mrs. Stell. She presented. What did you find out about us that you like? What did you find out about Alive and Free that you like?
Well, we learned a lot more. We learned a lot more about like the values of Alive and Free and how welcoming it was.
Yeah.
Like we learned about a lot of success stories and like how Alive and Free works to make all of these kids' futures like better. Like a lot of these kids came in not thinking they would graduate.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
ended up going into like lots of like they graduated and took upon inspirational roles. Like one success story we learned about, he went in the army. I
Yeah.
think.
Aiden Kism. Yeah, he was.
That's IN Day. Let
IN
me
Day.
say that
Oh,
word.
That's it.
IN Day.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. From the Bayview, from Third and Blue, went to Tuskegee, majored in Dr. Bloom aerospace engineering, and is now a first lieutenant. If I call him second lieutenant,
Second.
he's a
lieutenant.
second. He may have been promoted. I don't know.
Second lieutenant. Thank you, Lucas. for that correction.
Thank you. In the Air Force, and is an amazing story. Amazing story. By the way, just for you, Dr. Bloom, if you're ever at City Hall,
Yes.
and you go into the Board of Supervisors chambers, or you're just walking through City Hall, and there you see the supervisor from District 10, Jamon Walton, is one of our alumni.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That is so cool.
It's very cool, because if you saw him when I met him, you wouldn't know he think he was going to be supervisor.
Wow. That's amazing.
In fact, he was here a couple of months ago, and he has his own book, which is called From Juvenile Hall to City Hall. He wrote it, and your
wow.
resume can change. So
That's amazing.
yeah. So those are the kind of folks you found out when you were doing the research.
Yeah.
Continue. Tell us anything else you're able to find out.
Tell them everything you learned and all about the project, what you were asked to do.
Well, throughout this project, after we learned more about the organization and we went in for our interview and came out with so much more knowledge and like a new perspective on Alive and Free, we created like many different assignments. We created a research paper where we talked about what Alive and Free does, their mission. Well, now in 8th.
You're so sharp, girl. I'm ready to move you up to college right now. You're like you got all the skills. You must not be hanging a lot of time on social media in your room, because you know how to talk to people. I mean, I got kids can't talk to nobody, but it's good. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
We connected what we learned to the Torah. We Dr. Bloom provided us with different quotes and categories, and one quote I think was from Shabbat 119, and it was like our children won't be on the streets, they'll be getting education.
That was ours.
Yeah.
That was the one that was ours.
That's ours.
That's ours.
Is that in the Torah? Is that really?
That's a Shabbat.
Yeah, help me with that.
You may need to explain what that is.
Well, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know, but explain for everybody else.
Yeah, well, it's in the writings, and the fact that education is just the most important thing, and that's what it talks about, and how it's more important than building a religious institution.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing, and when you have education, you become a part of the community. You can give back to the community, build up the community. And so that's why they chose that quote. They knew it just went perfectly with Alive and Free.
Yeah, and that shows the universality of all of this. I mean, I think that might be I haven't read all the books, right? I know I've read a couple, the Bible,
Yeah.
but there's so much what else? Universality is what I'm using, commonality, all of this in this. And that's really wonderful that you're able to pull that and apply it to our organization. I know she's very good at making biblical references to the things that we do. I mean, I'm the practical guy. She's a spiritual one. Right? You know she's an ordained minister.
It's so cool.
Did she tell you that?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, so she might just pull out a quote while we're working. Okay. She's good. It's Sunday too, you know, I mean, she's already in that heightened state, you know what I'm saying? All right, that's wonderful. All right, say that quote again for us. I'm gonna write that down. Education is, say it again.
Like the kids shall not be in the street, but
Ooh,
in the classroom learning, or something around the lines of that.
they'll not be in the street. I like that. Okay. Yeah, because we don't want them in the street because they do a lot of damage when they're out there doing that.
Exactly.
Thank you for that. So what's next? What happens after that? You got, how long did it take you to wrap up? Oh yeah, now what was the length of time that it took you to begin this project and wrap it up?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah. Lucas, Ari, both?
It took around
Couple of months.
a couple of months.
Okay.
It took a while.
Okay.
but-
All right.
Yeah, in March, that's when they chose their nonprofit organization. And then they were asked to
Set up an interview.
set up their interview. And then they wrote an interview summary where they actually had to write down, what the questions and the answers, and then some word for word quotes. And then they had to use one of those quotes in their paper. And then their paper was like a research paper / persuasive essay, because I wanted it to be both. I wanted it
In the
to,
7th grade.
yeah. I wanted it to
Go
talk about
ahead.
the area
Oh,
of need.
Go ahead. On with it. Woo.
Absolutely.
I
Woo.
wanted it to talk about the area of need. I wanted them to have, a thesis statement talking about Alive and Free and how it helps. And then I wanted them to just, to really explain to anyone who's reading it about the importance of and the necessity of Alive and Free in the community, and then its success, so that's what they did. And then they also created a video where
Video?
they made a video where they where all their peers watched it, and their peers got to see and talk about, based on the video, do we understand, what this nonprofit does and how it meets its area of need, and do we believe it's deserving of increased funding? And because everybody was gonna
I
get
like that
funding.
part.
Exactly.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah.
Man, you hear that? Ann's the development person, the communication person. That's great. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I gotta ask both of you, you don't seem to be fazed or undaunted by this process at all. I mean, were you at any time apprehensive? I can use these words with them. Apprehensive about what was going on? Were you like, don't like you were scared at all? Is that, or if you were, you just like, I got this. It's go ahead.
Well, Lucas and I, we're both very privileged. We go to a private Jewish day school, and we get so much out of our education, and like we're growing so much as people. And so we kind of we really wanted to see what it was. We wanted to learn about other people's experience.
Sure.
And it was really interesting to us because it really made us think about how much we have and how much we take for granted. Like we can complain about going to math class or the homework, but we don't see how in the future, I mean, we're getting so much out of our education, and we're learning so much. And although it can be hard, like it's helping us grow.
Lucas, do you concur with that, or you just gonna let her say everything?
No, I agree with that. Even though we get the homework and sometimes it's stressful, at least we're getting an education.
Yeah.
Or one that'll help us strive as people.
Look, I gotta say, your values are all in the right place. I'm just telling you, you may not really. I mean, both she and I, but I use me. I was a public school teacher for 18 years. I was an assistant principal. So from the age of 22 until I'm not going to go into anyway. For 25 years, I was I was a teacher, and but I went to Catholic schools, right? And one of the things I found out were, and I always tell people the difference between private school and public school, at least with me, the expectations were totally different. And I just want to say that I'm not knocking every public school out there, right? But I'm knocking enough of the ones I experienced. Is that the expectations were so high for me that nothing was dumbed down. It was like they saw something in me that I could ascribe to, right, and aspire to, and so I've been in a lot of schools that this wasn't the norm. I've been in classrooms where it wasn't the norm. That I got young people that go into gate classes and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I can say that because I've been in the classroom, and the kids and young people come back to say to me, they don't think I can do it. They don't think I can do it. They don't think I can do it. So to be in an environment like that just says you can be, the sky's the limit, is wonderful. And to hear you appreciate it.
Yeah.
See, because a lot of young people and a lot of adults don't appreciate, they don't, and they don't have gratitude. And you don't know this, but you're rewarding her. And not that she's asking for thanks, but you're rewarding her by going out and taking this project seriously, and then coming back and doing what you did. So I want to compliment you two, and you for saying, because that's cool. That's real cool. That's what school's all about.
Yes.
That's what school's all about, right? That's what you send your kids to school for, and a lot of people don't get that. So thank you. So we go to the presentation.
Well,
The presentation.
that's the other
Is there more?
thing. On May 1st, I got an email. Thank you, dear Mrs. Stell. Thank you so much again for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us. We learned so much, and it was an experience we will never forget. Luke and I would be honored to invite you to our SADC project culminating event on Thursday, May 25th from 9 to 10:30. We will share a few words about Alive and Free. Then we would love for you to share a few words about your experience with SADC and partnering with us. So I was absolutely delighted, and I was there.
So what did you think when you said that you get there, right? You don't know what to expect, right?
No.
And where's
no.
the school? Is over on is it
Brotherhood Way.
Brotherhood. Oh, what is nice over there.
On Brotherhood Way.
Nice over there.
And they saw me, they waved, they came over and they gave me some cues. This is what you need to do. Prepare for.
You the only
say a
black
few
person
words.
in the room?
I
I'm
was
curious.
the only person. Yes, I was the only African American in the room.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't treated like
Right.
the African American.
I can tell that right now. I can tell that just from me.
Like a human being.
Yeah.
And so, yes. And so, but before I go on, I have a surprise for you. And could you hook us up?
You have a surprise?
I have a surprise.
A surprise? I don't know nothing about this surprise.
No, you don't.
I don't. So I'm gonna be surprised too.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
good. I don't like surprises, but
all right.
I'll do this. What you got? Uno, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.
Okay.
2.
I was thrilled. They came over, greeted me, told me what I needed to do. And then I sat and I listened. I took notes. I watched. And oh my goodness, I was absolutely blown away, sitting with bated breath until it was my turn to speak. And let's see.
No, that ain't Yim. That ain't Yim. That's the one you learned about.
Yeah, that's who we were talking about earlier.
Is this?
Hey, INJ.
You better get off mute. Unmute this.
Oh, there we go. I was trying to. It wasn't going for a second. How you guys doing?
And you get an opportunity to talk to him.
Oh my God.
Listen, that's right.
INJ.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can we talk?
Okay.
You second lieutenant. What are you now? I might be cheating you.
Oh, I'm a first lieutenant now, and then I'll be a captain next year.
Wow.
Try to work my way up
So,
there.
Ayende, first of all, I want to thank you so much for being here because he is in Florida. He's 3 hours ahead. And when I told him that you all included him in your research and asked him if he would be willing to come on, there he is. He said, absolutely. So we love you, Guy and Dave. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love you guys too.
What do you have to say? What's your questions? Talk to him.
Thank you for being here with us. It was an honor, like, learning about your story. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm honored you guys chose to do your research about me. That's a high honor for me.
You just don't know what to say. First of all, well, I don't either, because
I do. I want to know.
But what I do want to say that when you left San Francisco, you were fluent in, was it Mandarin?
Mandarin. That boy, he speak Mandarin.
Oh, yes, Mandarin and Cantonese.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He used to freak me out, really. I mean, he ordered Peking duck in Mandarin. He could.
So if you want to talk to him about what you said, what you did, we've got a few minutes before we need to switch over. So don't waste this time.
You want to say something? Yeah, look, still looking at him.
I honestly don't know what to say. It was like crazy to read your whole story and see how you like were at the Alive and Free, and then next second you're a first lieutenant.
It was really inspirational to us to see, like, how far you came, and yeah.
Flying planes. He's a pilot. All right, who want to talk to him?
No, yeah, Andy is he's just look. You don't want to say special because that you don't want to make the others feel that they weren't, right? But he's special. I mean, I used to. We leave the club on Tuesday night. I say, Andy, let me drive you home, and I Doc, I can walk. I said, no, you ain't walking, man. You ain't walking down 3rd Street to get home. I said, don't worry about me. Then I found out he knew martial arts, so I guess that's why you ain't worried about it.
Is that a mustache?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, a little bit.
Go get to the mustache. I was trying to hold off on that, Mr. I was like, look, these guys out in there with a mustache.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Some slight. That's about as far as it grows.
Let me get back and we'll get the mustache later. Okay, we'll get the mustache. But no, let me say,
got like 2 minutes.
You going off to Tuskegee, you going down there, doing your thing every year, us writing out the check, send it to you and see you moving on and on and on and on. I mean, your parents, it's just, you look, 3rd and Palouse. That's basically what this is, right? To where you are now, it's about, that's what Alive and Free and educated. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you ever think you're going to be the subject of a project being studied?
I did not, honestly, I did not. And I remember when I was just in you guys' shoes, and we'd be doing our projects both for the college prep and then also with Mrs. Stale's class. And it's wild to be here now and just how quick time flies. And we used to see the senior classes that were rolling through and people coming back from graduation. And then I remember the people that we studied while we were going through.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to, see the next generation come up. And it's crazy how, like I said, how fast time flies. And you look back and there goes 5 years, there goes 6 years. So it moves quick. And as much as you guys are an inspiration, or I'm an inspiration to you, I think you guys are an inspiration to me too, because it just shows how much you're able to shape through this family, through the Live and Free program, through the mentors like Dr. Marshall, like Jack, like Mrs. Stale. And, you guys are in great hands. You guys truly are in great hands. And they continue to produce quality individuals. So, I mean, I'm still blessed to be a part of such a wonderful organization. So you guys keep trucking on. It's a pleasure. I'm honest. I don't know what to say either. I'm just, I'm just full right now. It's a pleasure that you guys would do that. But
Alive and Free Street Soldiers Radio, continuing our conversation with Dr. Jody. It's Jody, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jody Bloom. Lucas Keene and Ari Sunshine. Really, your name Sunshine?
Yeah.
Sunshine? That's all right. That's all right. I like that. Boy. Again, just thank you for your work and your social justice work at Brandeis, right?
That's
Now,
right.
Brandeis is a K through 8, K through 12, was it?
K through 8.
K through 8 school. Okay. And have you been both of you been there since first grade?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. All right. Kindergarten. I haven't asked you. So let me go before I get to the guess. What do you want to what do you want to be when you grow up? You know, you're gonna be a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, head of state. You don't know yet.
I'm not
You're not
sure.
supposed to know yet. I just, some people, it changes like 500 times. No idea yet.
No.
That's good. Okay. Okay. What about you?
I honestly, ever since I was young, I've wanted to be like I've wanted to help people. Like I've wanted to be a police officer at one
All
point.
right. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. We
I
need
still
good
want to
police.
do that.
Oh, we need good police. Seriously. Seriously. Bad. We got enough other ones out there.
So that's something I'm aiming towards, but I don't know if my parents want me to do that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I know the chief of police, so when you get to be 18, that's where it's off now. I can plug you
For
in.
sure.
All right, let's pull in some of our other guests who are joining us in the second hour. Who do we have that is joining us? Well, then come on in, everybody. Come on in, everybody. And let's introduce yourself to the Street Soldier audience who was watching live on Facebook.
And Jorm's
We have been waiting.
Jorm
to see
Ford
you.
is one
Come
of
on
our
in.
7th graders.
We
And-
got to see him. I don't see him yet.
No,
Oh,
he-
Jorm's here.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Jill coming in, right?
And another one of
And
our
Denise is coming in.
of our friend's
and
mom, Denise.
Is that your mom?
Who?
Is that I see Sunshine is it?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay, Mom, you can come in, Mom. No, Mom, come on, Mom. I gotta find out how she
we
really
would
is
like
when
for
she
you
ain't
to
around
turn
you.
on
know?
your videos.
Yeah, everybody
Please
turn
turn
on
on your
so you can
videos.
join the show.
So we can
All right.
see you.
All right. Let's start with introducing. Why don't you introduce Joram? Dr. Bloom, introduce Joram. You want to do
sure.
it? Or the class could
Yeah, do you want
introduce
to? Yeah.
Joram, would you want to introduce yourself?
you. Get that hair looking good, bro. Get the hair looking good.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
can hear you.
Cool. I'm in the same class as Lucas and Ari, class of 2024 at Brandeis. And yeah, I thought their SETI project was an interesting, I think 11 Free is a pretty interesting organization, and what they do is helpful. So I think it's good that they chose you guys.
Did you have an organization? Did he have an organization to work on too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Why don't you talk about yours as other people join us? Yeah, let's see the 411 on yours.
Yeah, I had the Climate Reality Project, and as you know, it's in pairs with a different student. So I was with my friend Nico Laser, and yeah, we did this nonprofit organization called the Climate Reality Project, which was started by Al Gore in 2006, and it fights for climate change, and yeah, different laws would be passed on that.
I got to say, every year I ask the young people, the new young people that come and the old young people, what are the main problems that we face? And climate change is always at the top of young people. I don't know what the adults think, but it's always at the top, in the top 5 of young people's list.
Definitely.
And so why do young people get stuff that adults don't get? Like
We gotta be here.
Huh?
We gotta be here.
Oh, you saying you a young
We have
person?
I'm a millennial. We have to be here. We have to live with it.
Well, I don't know why they don't take climate change seriously, so I'm glad you did.
Sometimes other people are like, well, I ain't gonna be here.
Yeah.
So,
Right,
You know,
right. You won't be around.
we won't be around. So
But your kids are, right? Your grandchildren are. I don't understand why people are so short-sighted. What did you learn, Jorm, doing that work?
I learned that like it's a very serious issue, and as I don't know who it was, but someone was saying like, yeah, older people might not like have that much care about that issue because they won't be here to see the real effects that it's causing. But like us younger people, us Gen Z will. so we have to take like a stand and a fight for changes, which have to be made. So
Absolutely. I really don't get the climate thing. I mean, it's one thing I don't get. I mean, the Earth, the Earth is already changing, right? The polar ice caps are, melting. They got fires everywhere. The temperature is up so many degrees than it was, 50 years ago. The Amazon rainforest. I mean, I'm no expert, but you just see stuff is different, right?
Yeah.
And I don't get why they're not doing anything about. And that should be number one on everybody's list, right? Preserve the planet, right? All your money ain't gonna help you when the planet burn up.
That's right.
I don't get that, but I don't get man anyway, right? John, were you able to present your project?
Oh, yes, I was there.
The,
Yes, I was there.
were the other were the program people there also that from his program?
Yes.
So everybody got to come.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Everyone from our class got partnered with 1 or 2 people and chose different organizations that they felt passionate about and that they had a strong connection to. And we all went through the same process of interviewing,
Excellent.
creating our interview summary, writing about it, and creating our informational video, and then presenting it to other students in our middle school and our friends and family. And that was our culminating event.
Mhm.
And we talked about
Say
it.
that
And
word culminating. Go ahead, girl. Hit
Seven.
that.
Seventh grade.
and
Yes.
we just taught everyone about all of these issues in the world and what we can do. I mean, how many places there are trying to fix the world.
So Mike, help me with this, okay? And then our mom dropped off. Are other guests coming in? Or are they just watching?
Well,
We don't know if they got.
So
another
is it possible for everyone that's there to please turn on
Turn
your
video so we can talk to you,
video so we
see you.
can see
Yeah.
you?
Yes. We got
Oh,
8 people are joining. We only have like Jordan, but he's a young
well, we
person who's
appreciate
brave.
you, Jerome. For
So while the people are coming in, Mike, what happens to it? See, this is what I'm worried about. The idealism that these young people have. What happens is that these adults now never had them, the political climate and all this stuff going on, is that they just forget, they lose it, they get caught up in money. I mean, what happens to, I never forgot. So, it's hard for me to explain to people what happens to people.
I think it's almost like, I don't know what happens. Maybe you get discouraged. You start to see the same thing. It starts to become redundant. I don't know really what happens, but it's hard. It is hard to keep that faith, or like you said, that idealism.
Yeah, because every movement I can think of that was really, whether it be the women's movement or certainly civil rights movement. Dr. King was 26 years old, or any movement, was the young people.
Yeah,
the young people.
The youth
It's
is
the young people,
the
right?
energy.
But the belief,
The
change
energy,
not only has
passion,
the passion, all of
passion.
that, and so I just don't know what happened to the revolutionaries from the 60s. I don't know, but I'm still one. So I never could figure out what happens to that. Do they just get jaded or they go into corporate America and make a lot of money? I don't know.
I
you
think that
oh yes.
like nowadays, well, I mean, the world is changing so much, good and bad. And I also think that like nowadays, like we also know a lot more, and like a lot of history in the past, like per se, like the Holocaust, like we know so much more about that than we did 30 years ago, 20 years ago. And so I think now that so much has been uncovered, like I mean, it's starting to not gain more awareness, but like maybe like recognition of it and being taught more. And with that comes more like kids who maybe are Jewish or, have different things that make them special, that
Yeah.
like they're learning about like our past, and it's kind of like we're learning so much more and wanting to like bring more like awareness because we know more now.
I'm not worried about you and Lucas, and I think and you have shown that this idealism and change, belief in change, they're going to keep it, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of them lose it. I don't know why. Again, I really don't know why. Maybe they get into money. I don't know what it is. And this isn't a money thing that we're talking about here.
Right.
This is
Right.
a people thing,
Yeah.
right? This is people. We're talking about saving the planet. You're talking about saving people, right? When you talk about stopping the violence, you're talking about saving people. I don't know, but I'm glad you got it. 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 Where's your mom? Did your mom leave? Tell your mom to come back. I want to say something. Come on back, Mom.
Mom, come back.
Come on back, Mom. Oh, Mom, everybody's writing notes, but they're not saying anything. Okay, so writing notes. Denise, Denise, I'm so proud of you. Who's Denise?
One of my close friends' mom.
Oh,
Hi,
sorry, close friends, Mom. Okay, she said so proud of you, and so on and so forth. All right. Okay.
Hi, everyone. Congrats, Ari and Lucas.
That
Thank
it?
you.
That's
But
it?
it's not.
Thank you.
And
That
so,
it?
let me just say, if I may, I sat through the entire program.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I just made a list of some of the NPOs is what they is what they call them, nonprofit organizations. But when you have kids talk about NPOs, you think, really? I didn't know that. It's an NPO. Family House Shelter, Guide Dogs for the Blind, The Freedom Story, Little Wishes, Girls Inc. of Alameda County, Safe and Sound, Cache LGBTQ, Elder Care, the San Francisco SPCA, Climate Reality Project, Global Fund for Women, Gladstone Institute, Planned Parenthood, Coal Effect, Alive and Free, Mudville Senior Dog Rescue, and Special Olympics. And some of the references from Deuteronomy, from Proverbs, Leviticus, from the Shabbat, another from Deuteronomy, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. And so to hear the young people reference these statements and then support their research from these statements, and I would just love to hear them talk about, because, you know, in the presentation, they said, do not leave your brother hungry, you know, things like that. Yes.
I think like a quote that's very heavy in Judaism is, don't stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. Like don't like sit there and watch others struggling. Go and help them.
Yes. Yeah. So just being,
that's the opposite of it ain't my business.
That's right. And so you've got to know that being in that room, hearing these young people quote these scriptures, statements, sayings, and then have an organization that reflects that work, it was like coming at you. And it was definitely about justice, social justice, but even more than that, it's about love. It's about humanity. And coming from a 13-year-old, I was just taken.
You know, this really is, the quotes fit, because this really is spiritual work. It's spiritual work. Yeah. And I'm saying in the pure sense of and you know, when you listen to somebody like Dr. King, right? You know, they always say, well, how could he do that? Well, he had a spiritual connection, spiritual base. You know, it's spiritual work. And maybe that's hard for people who live in a what temporal world, if I can use that, to get that this is spiritual work. And you do that because it's a human connection, and you want things to be better for people. You know, we have one, and Dr. Bloom, we have this prescription that we use to prevent violence, right? To do some violence. And one of the risk factors, if I can use a medical analogy, is material values over people, right? Which means if you sell drugs, you put in money first, right? You're doing the opposite. You're saying the people is more important. The people are more important. The people are more important. And that's what this country is supposed to be built on. but I can give you a whole lot of examples where that fell
By the
flat
wayside.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, and I just commend you, you know, for seeing that, because a lot of people don't, you know, they don't see what you see, and the necessity for that, and believing in that, and that's the human connection, which is why Lady Estelle can I go anywhere in the world. I mean, she's been to South Africa. I remember being in Thailand. You know, I go to Thailand and I'm walking around. I'm the tallest, blackest thing in Thailand, right? You know, but I go out to this school in Thailand and I'm talking to young people, and they're telling me stuff they ain't told nobody else ever. Really, I'm sitting in an auditorium full of kids from Thailand, and I'm showing Enoch on the screen, documentary, and they're coming up. I'm going to this, and he said, you understand? It's you know, it's a human connection, and the biggest thing in Thailand is, oh my God, human trafficking.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So
One
sad.
Yeah.
another nonprofit organization, I forget the name, but
The Freedom Story.
the Freedom Story. Yeah. Two classmates of ours actually,
What's the name of that group?
the Freedom Story.
Okay.
Two classmates of ours actually talked about this and human trafficking, and and what their nonprofit organization's mission is.
But there again, human trafficking is based on money.
Yeah.
Like the money is more important than, and it's not just human, it's child trafficking. It's
Yes.
insane because they have put material values over people. So to see individuals that don't do that is that's the way this whole thing can be broken when you get back to the human thing. Who
Lucas,
wants to? Oh, okay, Mom.
Lucas, did you want to say something?
Yes, you want to say something?
Yes, the Freedom Story mainly focused on child exploitation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna have to find them. Maybe get them in on the show too. That'd be
Well,
great.
and then I need to say that Luke and Ari are here because they came to Alive and Free, but the invitation was for the entire class,
Yeah.
for the entire 7th grade class, you know, because they all were absolutely magnificent, which is the reason, you know, when I said I would like to invite all of you to the Street Soldiers radio show. And I thought that the audience erupted. I thought, oh my goodness, everybody seemed to be really excited. So I'm kind of was still looking to see some of the young people from the 7th grade class to come
Hey,
on.
look, they got all they
and-
texting all of them like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on
Jump
right
on.
now.
and then turn on that video and then go ahead and toot the horn for your NPO
Yes.
and what you did, because we want to celebrate all
of you. Absolutely. Okay, Mom.
Yes, Mom.
Mom, you had to rush home to watch the show. What have you thought so far? You got on me.
I know I didn't want to stay. I wanted the kids to have you guys all to themselves. I am I'm actually speechless. I think I'm going to start crying. It was such an amazing journey to watch these kids this year with this program, and Dr. Bloom, I can't thank you enough. But I really, really do think this has taught, okay, I'm going to start crying, but the importance, Dr. Marshall, about human connection. And as a 53-year-old woman, I look at my world and this young boy, not anymore, but a 13-year-old boy, and I watch him grow up.
Yep.
And my heart aches because we're living in a time where people have forgotten about human connection, and there is so much greed, and there is so much push to make money and be wealthy, and we are a humanity that are losing our souls. And for us to come together and Dr. Bloom have these privileged, very privileged children research and interview and learn about something outside of their comfort zone, I think will stay with them forever. And I hope they keep up doing the work. And you said earlier, Dr. Marshall, and it's true, that it's really the experience they get out of it when you give back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's about what it means to to that person more so than writing a check for an organization, or it really impacts the person doing the giving.
That's true.
And it keeps you young. See how good I look? Still, I'm still looking good, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm playing.
But
No,
and
no.
now Laura, your turn. The other mama's on, Ari's mama.
All right, Mom. Your turn.
Unmute.
Unmute. Oh, hit the button.
Hi.
Ah, there you are. Go right.
Hi.
What are your thoughts so far? You must feel pretty proud.
Oh man. My heart is just bursting. It's bursting with so much gratitude and so much joy that our kids have had this experience, that Dr. Bloom has led this with so much conviction and grace, that Lucas pushed to work with you, Alive and Free, and that Ari saw it pretty soon, and they just jumped right in and realized how special your organization is. And I think that your messages are going to carry them into, I hope, but I really believe that it will carry them for a really long time in terms of how they see the world and what they think they can achieve within it. I mean, I think that this is just beyond special. And I'm also just so thrilled and taken aback and beyond delighted that they are on your show. It is, I believe radio is so much more impactful than any other medium we have. So for you to be including them in this kind of reach is just extraordinary for them, for Dr. Bloom, for the Brandeis School of San Francisco. I'm so grateful and proud.
What do you think about watching your daughter?
She's
Look,
very
I got two
articulate.
daughters, okay, and a son. I know how that feels, but go ahead. What is that?
Well, I have to say for also, both Ari and Lucas, they really have been raised together since kindergarten. So
really?
Yeah, really. They've been close. Our, families have been super close. And I love Lucas like he is my boy. I mean, he's so delicious, that kid. And looking at mine, I mean, I just feel beyond blessed every day and wonder what made us so lucky to have had this girl be born to us. So we learn from her every day, and
Go ahead,
we're
Mom.
really proud of her.
Yes, yeah, and they need to hear that. Because you need to feel good about being good. That's what I tell people all the time. Make them feel good about I know with me, it's funny, Mike, when I started working, the people's like, you bring home a good report card, I give you $5, $10. I didn't need none of that. I brought home good grades. They made me feel so good. I'm just for that feeling. I didn't need so yeah, that's really wonderful. Yeah. Okay.
Indeed. Thank you.
Popped off. Let's go to Beth. We got Beth. Who now? Introduce Beth. No. We got to.
Yeah, if we could get Nathaniel or Parker, because I saw
To
them.
leave. We like seeing you on the screen, Mom.
And yeah, we've got plenty of space on the screen.
Okay, here we got Nathaniel. Nathaniel's back. Now tell us about Nathaniel. Introduce Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, would you like to introduce yourself and talk about your MPO?
Yeah, introduce yourself, Nathaniel.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel. I go to school with Lucas and Ari. My NPO was Family House, which they help shelter families that have children with terminal illnesses, and they really taught me a lot, like on how to give and be a good person.
So what was the process like for you going through it from beginning to end? Was it stressful, easy? Were you know, sometimes apprehensive? How was
Because family house was always very welcoming and everything.
what about doing the presentation? What was that like?
I just kind of talked about like how family house was just like they were a good fit for me because and I thought I really liked being able to talk about like all the work that I did. Like,
Where you get all these
Do you
composed
remember?
young
Do you
people
remember
from?
the scripture? I think Family House came out of Deuteronomy. Do you remember that?
they didn't. That was just a quote that kind of applied to the situation.
Okay.
I could go find that quote right now and read it.
Where do you get these composed
Yeah,
young people?
that's great.
Lord. Ooh.
I'm sorry if my camera's off. I'm trying to find it on my phone.
No, we
Okay.
understand. We're going. Okay, we'll come back to you.
In the
Okay.
meantime,
Oh, I found it. I found it.
Thank
Okay.
you. Go right ahead.
Okay. The quote was, if there is a needy person among you, one of your kinsmen in any of your settlements in the land that the Lord your God is giving you, do not harden your heart and shut your hand against your needy kinsman. Rather, you must open your hand and lend him sufficient resources for whatever he needs.
Now, do you see the reason why I was almost at the point of tears? I listened to them go through that 17 times. Thank you, Nathaniel. That touched my heart.
So,
And that was at the top.
Mr. I got to go back to
Sorry.
universality. Dr. Bloom, seriously, I got this book. It's actually called, the book is actually talk about the basis of fundamental theories of African civilization. This goes back to ancient
Powerful.
Africa. And one of them is the land belongs to no one. It is a gift for all. And it said that all are brothers and sisters. No one will go I can't remember, but it says while others are in need. It's the same basic quote, right?
Yes.
No one can go on while others are in need. So it's basically the same thing.
Yes.
And this is totally different books, right?
Yes.
Totally. But that's why you got to connect. We could connect. We maybe do a project and just connect all these things together.
I would love
right?
that.
Just connect all these books and all these things. And yeah, because that's at the bottom of all of this, right? We all
That's
got to
right.
take care of each other.
We do.
Or as you like the Lion King. I love the Lion King. Lion King's great.
Yeah.
That's the movie I show when I can't sell those movies with curse words in, right? So what does he say? We're all connected in the great circle of life.
That's right. That's right. We are. We are.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Lady E, who's next?
Parker.
Okay, Parker, your turn. Parker's eating. Parker.
Oh, wait, one sec.
Okay, and we got to move you over to the middle because you're off to the side.
Sorry. Okay. I did. I'm on a read. Okay, I did Muttville, and they take care of like dogs,
Yeah.
and Muttville like works hard in the Bay Area to like make sure that every dog is like taken care of and like make sure they have a home, like no matter their background.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy doing that project?
Yeah.
What was it like doing the actual when you stood up in front of the group? I guess is what I mean. What was that like? Were you nervous? Were you, how was that for you when you stood up in front of the group and did the presentation?
I was a little bit nervous, but like we got help, so that was nice.
You got a great
Did a
bunch of
great
kids,
job.
You
did a
really got a great
job.
group of kids.
Thank you.
Your class got to be close. I mean, you guys, you're gonna be a lot of tears at graduation, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. when you break up and go to different schools. Yeah, that's a wonderful feeling. There are a lot of K through 8 schools. Most are K, public schools are K through 6.
That's right.
6 through 8. What, K through 5? Then right, 6 through 8. And like you, Catholic school is K through 8, and then you go to high school. So it's great that you began with kids for 8 years. My kids went to Catholic school, right? So yeah. who's next?
Natalie.
We got Natalie.
Natalie, would you want to introduce yourself and talk about your MPO?
My name is Lefberg, and I'm in the same class as Ari and Lucas. And for my NPO, I did Guide Dogs for the Blind with my friend Lucy. And it's an organization that helps blind and visually impaired people, while only like around 5% of the population that needs guide dogs has guide dogs. So we wanted to advocate for people that don't in an organization that helps people get guide dogs.
And yours came out of Proverbs. Do you have that? I know.
You have your biblical.
That's in my essay, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was teach a man according to his ways. And that like helped our organization, because it's like you're teaching these people that may not be able to do the things that everyone else can do, like even walk around the street, go shopping. They can't do that because they can't see, but a guide dog can help them do that. And with a guide dog, you're teaching them how to be able to go shopping, to go to the grocery store, and do everything that everyone else can do.
Wow.
Another example.
Wow.
Everyone along the way just reinforces the importance of this project.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Incredible. I could
thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just ooh, don't I know you won't do this, Dr. Boone, but don't ever take this thing for granted.
No, never.
No.
Never. I mean, I love this. And the culminating event is my favorite day of the year. I look forward to it all year. It's just so powerful to see all the NPOs, to see the kids standing with their NPOs. It just, it's amazing.
Yeah, like at the culminating event, like I know like before, like Lucas and I, like both like throughout this process, like we were learning so much, but at times it could be stressful. So we weren't really focused on, like everyone else's, what they were doing and their impact. And like I can kind of speak for both Lucas and I, but I know at the culminating event, like just seeing everyone and their nonprofit organization, like it was really inspiring, because I feel like this project like really moved like a lot of us and taught us a lot, like, and as people. And I feel like we will all be taking this like past our years at Brandeis, and I think this has like shaped us as people. And yeah.
Go ahead.
Go.
So I know when we were sitting down waiting for our turn to speak, we were both really nervous. Like I kept on saying, "Oh, I'm nervous, I'm nervous," and eventually that it was our turn. And when we were up there, when I was talking about Alive and Free, there's just so much to say about Alive and Free and so many great things to say. So I just wasn't worried anymore, because I knew it, like I was in Alive and Free's hands and stuff. So
Boy, you all right? You thinking you on the road? I'm thinking you're on the road with me. That is, oh wow. This has been fabulous, Lady E. I mean, I knew there was, but to actually now be part of what you, I couldn't be there, and I see why you were so excited by what you heard that day. And apparently, you were the only one that got up and spoke, right?
No. Every NPO that was there,
Okay.
Everybody came and said a few words.
Okay. Is there anybody that we haven't been able to get to? Anybody that pops in? If not, we'll just continue here. But anybody that showed up, there will be a recording of this, so you can take it back and share it with everybody at the school. And yeah, Yeah, yeah. And it was so great for Ian Day to pop his head in.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
That was.
I wanted to get Jack, but I didn't know how to get him.
Well, you ain't gonna get Jack on Zoom.
That's true.
Jack
But even
doesn't
if
do
we could
Zoom.
get him on the phone, that would have been
It's tough
nice
to do.
too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. Because we're not gonna get him on this
okay.
on this
Right.
this kind of stuff.
I know.
Jack still got a flip phone. Okay, so he got one. All right. Well, I think that about does it. I
Thank
wanna-
you so much for having us.
Oh,
Thank you.
Just thank you for
Thank
being who
you
you
for-
are.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Thank you for being who you are. It's great to be around good people. Period.
Thank you
Period.
guys so much.
No matter what age.
You.
Yeah, this was amazing.
And
This
thank
is so
you.
much fun.
And thank you, Dr. Bloom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're lucky. I didn't get that till mine had graduated for like 5 years. And they see me walk on the street. Dr. Marshall, you're the best teacher I ever had. Right? Why didn't you tell me that then? Wow. So it's great. It's great to hear it right now.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay. All right, everybody. Ooh, any last words, Lady E? You know, you always have the last words in these shows.
You know, it's really I don't have any. I am just so thrilled that I would have the opportunity to be there. I was fortunate enough to be selected. It filtered to me. I want you to know that you guys were amazing. You were focused, attentive, brilliant. Kept me on track with the responses and just your willingness to listen and learn. And then watching everybody in your class stand there present, it just really, really touched my heart. And so I'm just delighted that you were able to come. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for showing up. To your parents who bless their hearts, have to do what they do to make sure you are available and ready and showing up. And yeah, I want you to think about everything that you learned.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to get in touch with the message for you and let this not just be an experience, but a life-changing event that not only touches your head, but gets into your heart to help you see who you are and who people are. So I think I had that experience with the two of you. And then I got a taste of it from your entire class, from your instructor and the community that I entered. So blessings to you and your work, your journey through what? 8th grade to graduation?
Yep.
Be open,
Yeah.
learn.
I'm gonna add one other thing. This kind of work breaks down stereotypes that people have about people who don't look like them.
Right.
That's you know that's I can't say enough about that. People have ideas about people and then never even talk to them. Right?
People decide
They
who people
decide
are.
who people are.
Right.
They watch news or they get for information, but they've never had conversations. And by the way, social media is not a conversation, people. Okay, a tweet is not a conversation. Right. This is a conversation. Interviewing people is a conversation. You can go into depth that way. So you have the added advantage of showing people, we're all human. We're all human. Yeah.
On our aesthetic retreat, especially like, so we went and we took a walking tour of the Tenderloin, and before everyone, had their views of the Tenderloin and, like had what they've heard in their mind. But as we were, walking, like something I noticed, it was just a whole big community. And, like, Dell, who was leading us, like, he would go up to someone he doesn't even know, but they'd have such a connection and such a bond like no other. You could go up to anyone and like they'd give you such a welcoming smile, or you can have such a genuine conversation. And it was a really like lovely community, and it was really special to see like how much people were there for one another and how much people really cared.
That's right.
Well said. We have the saying at the club, we're not all related, but we're all family.
Yes.
We're all family.
That's right.
And we will see the family again. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everybody for listening and watching. We'll see you next week right here, live and free radio Street Soldiers. Good night.
Nice.
Good night.